From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at Noon, streaming now.
And right now in Hendricks County, a shock for people in a quiet Brownsburg neighborhood. Police are investigating a shooting that left 2 men dead. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Mullins. That shooting happened on the 300 block of Acre Avenue. That's off US 136 and Green Street. WRTV's Jessica Grundling was on the scene this morning and has the details.
A much quieter scene now as Brownsburg police continue their investigation into a double homicide here on Acre Avenue. This is a look at the heavy police presence on the 300 block of Acre Avenue Wednesday morning. Brownsburg police say they heard gunshots around 2:30, and when they got there, they found 2 men dead from apparent gunshot wounds. We spoke with one neighbor who says he heard those gunshots as well as cars on his street, but didn't think this is what he would wake up to.
A little anxious, I guess, you know. Don't really happen around here too often, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood.
Police say a person has been detained and there is no ongoing threat to the public. This still is an active investigation, so we'll give you details as we get them. Reporting in Brownsburg, Jessica Grundling, WRTV.
Well, now let's get our first look at the forecast. A windy and rainy start to the day, and now it's getting colder, and there could even be some snow. Here's Macy Testrick with that.
I know. I wish I had better news, but that's the season we're in right now, where it's spring and winter all in the same day. So it's been spring-like early this morning. We've had some reports of hail. We've had gusty winds, some lightning. As of right now, I think some of the storms have started to lower in intensity because we're starting to lose that energy because we are cooling down. Still, quite a few pockets of that heavy rain that is coming down across portions of central Indiana. Be prepared for more precipitation as the day continues, but it's not just rain. You can see on this big picture of radar, some snow will begin to move into our area as we just continue to cool. Taking a look at some of the wind gusts we're seeing right now also. Wind gusts anywhere from 25 to 30, even closer to 30, or I would say even closer to 40 miles per hour right now in Indianapolis. It is quite breezy. As of right now, I've just seen one report that we've had one power pole down. We'll keep an eye on that and see how we go for the rest of today because it is going to stay breezy. Doesn't look the prettiest out there. It is cloudy. We'll stay cloudy through the rest of today, and temperatures are continuing to cool. Muncie still trying to hang on to temperatures in the 50s. Everybody else has fallen down now through the 40s, and we could continue to fall this evening into the 30s. So be prepared that even though it was very mild early this morning, as you're getting ready to go out for the afternoon or as you're heading home from work today, it's going to start to feel much cooler than that. Temperatures in the 30s with the wind going and maybe even a transition to snow. It's going to feel a bit more winter-like, so take those extra layers for you. Same thing through your evening planner as we fall down into the low 30s. We'll talk about that transition to snow showers. We'll take a look at TrueCast in just a few minutes, Mark.
One of those days, Macy. All right, thank you. New at noon, the remains of an Indianapolis hiker have been found in Colorado more than a year after he went missing in a national park. 73-year-old Thomas Irwin was last seen on January 15th of last year on the Petroglyph Trail in Mesa Verde National Park. The 10-day search and rescue operation began the next day with no success. Well, over the last year, officials continued the search, leading to Friday's discovery during an off-trail grid search near the original search area. Right now in Indianapolis, mother and son are in Washington, D.C. to fight for those with hemophilia, a bleeding disorder that affects thousands of children. Some may not even know they have it. WRTV's Lauren Schwenker breaks down the reality of the disorder here in Indiana.
This is 15-year-old Elias and his mother, Vanessa Flores. This family, along with thousands from across the nation, are urging for lawmakers to protect healthcare programs, lower medication costs, and improve access to care for hemophilia A here in Indiana.
Last year, you totaled it up, and the costs were about $1 million for our family.
For the Flora family, hemophilia A is more than just a diagnosis. It is a reality that spans generations. Wednesday, Vanessa and her son Elias headed to Washington to advocate for their family and many other Hoosiers.
Medications are incredibly expensive. It's very hard for a lot of Hoosier families to have adequate insurance to help cover it, so some of them have to get covered through Medicaid.
Bleeding disorders affect around 70,000 people in Indiana, and can range from mild to severe.
These trips are very important. I've gone myself and advocated alongside patients.
Dr. David Hendrick, a hematologist in Indiana, says about 1 in 8,000 children are born with hemophilia, and about 1 in 1,000 have a milder form. He says the best way to see if you have it is to know your family's medical history and to see the doctor for any unusual bruising.
Lots of people have some history in their family of somebody, a cousin, a nephew, a distant relative that maybe had a bleeding issue, had bleeding problems after surgeries.
The Flora family's main message is a push for affordable health care for those battling the high costs.
Really just want to be able to live and not have to go into debt simply for trying to live.
Doctors here in Indiana and community members will be in Washington until Friday advocating for bleeding disorders. Reporting in the studio, I'm Lauren Schwenker, WRTV.
Lauren, thank you. Their advocacy is part of an event called Washington Days, which is organized by the National Bleeding Disorders Foundation. The goal is to build awareness, increase funding in support of bleeding disorders research, and improve access to care. Well, also from the nation's capital, the U.S. now in a trade war with Canada, Mexico, and China as the Trump administration imposes sweeping tariffs. The president said during his address to Congress last night that the tariffs will cause a little disturbance for Americans, but experts warn this could mean much higher costs for you and me. ABC's Rena Roy reports.
In his joint address to Congress, President Trump celebrating the sweeping new tariffs levied against Canada, Mexico, and China.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again.
Trump and other Republicans defending his trade war with the country's biggest trading partners, despite concerns on how this will impact American families.
There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much.
He's already proven that they're very effective, and it's a tool to level the playing field with our international trading partners.
But experts warn the impact on consumers will be more than little. Economists saying all of these escalating tariffs mean American businesses will pay more for their products shipped in and out of the U.S. And those higher costs could quickly get passed down to consumers. The Yale Budget Lab estimates the average household could shell out up to $2,000 more each year.
We're seeing the consequences of Trump's inattention, inaction, and now his direct assault on a stable economy by enacting these tariffs. Costs are going to continue to go up, and the American people will be hurt.
The U.S. stock market tanking Tuesday after the tariffs went into effect, but today opening higher after Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick signaled Trump is open to compromising with Canada and Mexico.
I think there'll be some movement. It will not eliminate the tariffs. It will not eliminate the tariffs, but it might modify the tariffs somewhat.
Canada, Mexico, and China all planning to retaliate with their own tariffs. Ontario threatening a 25% export tax on the electricity it sends to 1.5 million homes in Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. Trump says he'll fire back at any tariffs against the U.S., promising to implement reciprocal tariffs next month. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, those watching the speech last night here in Indiana might have been a little surprised with what the president had to say about Honda.
Already, numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Well, Honda already does have a plant in Indiana, in Greensburg. It's been producing vehicles since 2008. We contacted Honda today about what the president had to say about a new plant. In a statement, a Honda spokesperson thanked the president for recognizing the company's commitment to making cars in America, but also pointed out Honda did not announce plans for a new plant in Indiana or anywhere in the U.S. at this time. Now, earlier in the week, there was a report by Reuters that the next generation Honda Civic would be made in Indiana instead of Mexico due to tariffs. Honda said it had made no such announcement and would not comment on the report. Up next on the news at noon, the effort to employ educators, a new push to attract teachers as the state deals with a dire shortage. And a whole lot of dirt getting moved around inside Lucas Oil Stadium as Indy gets ready to host Supercross. Macy.
Well, a good thing all that dirt is not outdoors because it would be a muddy mess as we've been dealing with a lot of rain today. But you can see as we look at radar, it's not just rain at this point. Some snow getting ready to make its way into Indiana. We'll be taking a look at TrueCast coming up.
watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
There are currently more than 1,000 vacant teaching positions across the Hoosier State. Some central Indiana school districts are stepping up recruiting efforts to get those positions filled. WRTV's Amber Grigley tells us about an opportunity happening tonight to get those jobs filled.
How long have you been a teacher?
This is my 19th year.
Nearly 2 decades later, and Lindsay Bradshaw's love for teaching has never changed.
I love going to school every day to see my 150 seventh graders and teach them biology and, rocks and all of the things that people don't think are interesting at all. But I love it, and I think that's what makes teachers unique.
Bradshaw explains to me just how difficult it is for teachers to navigate through a shortage of educators.
It really boils down a lot to class sizes, and when you start getting class sizes that are over what the state average and what what we feel as teachers are the best to be.
Wednesday, Noblesville Schools is partnering with Carmel Clay, HSC, Westville, Washington, and Zionsville Community Schools to host a teacher recruiting fair.
Anything that brings new, young, and old people to our districts and to our profession is fantastic.
A spokesman for the Indiana State Teachers Associations tells me there are currently 1,475 open teacher jobs posted on the state's teacher job bank. When he searched within 25 miles of Noblesville, there are 807 jobs posted. Bradshaw hopes interested Hoosiers look past issues brought on by a shortage of teachers to be a part of the good changes that come with the profession.
We are the front lines to everything else. Like, no one does what they do without their teachers. We are the teachers of all every profession out there.
I'm Amber Grigley, WRTV.
The recruiting fair is tonight from 5 to 7 at the Carmel Educational Services Center. There will be another one week from today, March 12th, from 5 to 7 at the Noblesville Schools Community Center.
Lucas Oil Stadium hosts a lot of events every year, but I don't think any are as dirty as this one. Todd Simmons here from the cheap seats, looking down as they prep for Supercross.
This afternoon, the Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament tips off at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The first game is at 3:30. Minnesota taking on Washington. IU is the only Indiana team represented in the tournament this year. IU is 9th seed in the tournament, meaning they won't start playing until tomorrow. The Hoosiers will face off against 8th seed Oregon. The winner will go up against number 1 seed USC. Tournament play runs from today through Sunday.
Lucas Oil Stadium goes through a lot of transformations. It's hosted football, basketball, even swimming, but none are quite as dirty as this one.
It's a super duty to turn a football stadium into a supercross track, but these truck drivers are more than ready for the heavy action.
I believe there's maybe up to 400 loads that come in, so it's quite a bit of dirt.
This armada of 18-wheelers has pinned down the soil for some extreme two-wheel thrills. These exciting bikes come to Lucas Oil every year. Supercross Tour Manager Brianna Marcotte says Indiana's love for racing definitely extends to the dirt.
Indianapolis, the crowd is absolutely, every time we come here, they are so loud. I was here last year, I had the privilege to be here last year, and I'm pretty sure we fill up this entire stadium.
But first, they have to fill it with the earth. The Lucas Oil landscaping will take 3 straight days of work. Local haulers handle the job, and believe it or not, the dirt is local as well.
I always like knowing that the dirt is right here in your hometown, right here from Indianapolis, so we don't travel with the dirt. We always like to use the dirt that's right here, so that's also a huge factor for the racers.
When those racers go full throttle, they will make an impression here. But before they play in the dirt, these haulers must do the dirty work. Inside Lucas Oil Stadium, Todd Simmons, WRTV.
And in case you're wondering, the same dirt for the Supercross will be reused for Monster Jam next week. Supercross takes over Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday. The qualifying race is at 1 o'clock and the main event is at 7.
Let's take a look at temperatures first, because we have really cooled down over the course of today. We started above the 50-degree mark, but as of right now, we've fallen to just 40 in Indianapolis. And you can see that cooler air behind the cold front that is creeping into our area slowly, so we still will likely cool as we go through the rest of today. Closer look at temperatures at home. Some of you are still trying to hang on to temperatures in the 50s, but you likely won't be there much longer. Falling into the 40s and a couple of 30s on the board. You see 38 for Martinsville Brownsville, Bloomington, 39 for Bedford and Sullivan. So it is starting to cool down. And how does this compare to where we were just 24 hours ago? Well, only about 20 degrees cooler. So it feels like a totally different season compared to all the nice weather we had yesterday. We're still seeing the wind out of the south for the most part, but notice, even though it will stay breezy this afternoon with wind gust possibly over 35 miles per hour at times, the direction of the wind is going to change. So instead of that southerly wind, we start to see more of a northerly wind by the end of the day. And that's another reason why we'll see that cool down. And with the cooling trend will come a transition from the rain that we've been seeing so far today into more of a rain-snow mix. And I think that's the most likely scenario for your drive home at 5 o'clock is a rain-snow mix at that point. But as we continue to cool through the evening, I think we'll start to see a transition more to all snow showers. The good news, though, here's 9 o'clock this evening. The area where it's snowing will start to diminish and diminish. So it's not going to be a widespread snow, but expect that there will be a couple of snow showers that fall through the evening before they will taper off likely around midnight. So it should be dry as we head into tomorrow. But this evening for your plans, it's going to feel much cooler with the wind and temperatures in the 30s. Plan that you'll need those winter-like layers on. So hat and gloves, get them ready to go, especially because we'll see some snow falling through the evening also. Low temperatures tonight continue to fall through the 30s and likely down into the upper 20s. So it's going to be noticeably cooler as you're out the door on Thursday morning. So plan ahead for that. The rest of the day tomorrow, temperatures should be in the mid to the upper 40s this time of year. So the low 40s that we'll see for highs tomorrow, that's definitely cooler than normal. The good news, though, we are going to see a little bit of a break from the precipitation. So it's dry tomorrow, and I think we will see a little bit of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Still breezy through the day tomorrow, and breezy with the cooler temperatures. Just keep in mind, it's not going to feel spring-like we were yesterday. As far as what TrueCast will look like by the end of the day tomorrow, clouds roll back into the area after we've enjoyed some of the sunshine. We'll stay dry through Thursday night, but waking up on Friday morning, there could be another round of some precipitation. And I think temperatures will be just cool enough that we could see some snow showers by themselves before turning to maybe more of a rain-snow mix as the day progresses. Rain looks likely on and off through portions of Friday. So there's how we'll end the week. As we head into the weekend, though, some improvements. I think we're dry both Saturday and Sunday. A reminder, we do spring forward 1 hour on Sunday, so we're going to lose that hour of sleep. But the trade-off is that after we lose it, we'll actually continue to warm. So we're near 50 on Sunday, and then we'll climb into the 60s for Monday and Tuesday, and lots of sunshine ahead of us. Mark?
There's a new football stadium that many Colts fans will visit in the coming years. Still ahead, we take you to Nashville, where construction is underway. You'll see what the Titans' new stadium is going to look like. If you travel to Nashville to follow the Colts when they play the Tennessee Titans, you'll be sitting in a new stadium in a couple of years. The team has hit the 1-year mark on construction for the new Nissan Stadium, which is being built just east of the current one. This is what the outside looks like right now. In 2 years, it will look like this. The new stadium will be about 85 feet taller than the current one. Tyler Bumgart worked on the construction at the Colts Lucas Oil